Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I have a lot of things going on around here today. Let's see. I guess I should not be taking breaks. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is indeed an excellent day to serve an excellent God in and with the spirit of excellence. Good morning, Coach Sherry, Chaplain Sherry, your community pastor, Sherry. Sherry, that's probably going to be a little late this morning because I be trying things and all of that kind of stuff and just messing up all kind of ways. But guess what? We are here. We are here. Good morning, Marquita. Good morning. Did you check your inbox, your messenger? I sent you a message. Please make sure that you do that. Good morning, everybody. Share from the 800 block of Mooney Avenue, the unmuted one. Good morning. Listen, I'm going to be speeding this morning. Um, but I do want to say some things to you. I didn't want to miss this morning coming on, but listen, I had a great weekend. I had a great Sabbath. I engaged in some meaningful Sabbath. I went to the park. I walked the neighborhood. I did all of the things. And I had a great time. How about you? How was your weekend? Listen, I want to invite you to before we get started, I want to make sure that you know about my upcoming 4-week Bible study, Advent Bible study that I am going to be talking about, offering free of charge. Advent that leads up to Christmas. And I know that we know the Christmas story. At least we think we know the Christmas story, but do we really know the Christmas story? And so, with this season of Advent, um, that comes before Christmas, because Christmas does not start until Christmas Day. The Christmas season does not start until Christmas, until Christmas Day. And so, I want to ask us, do we really know the Christmas story? Do we know? I know we know the carols, and I know we know the nativity scene and Jesus and the manger and all of that. But have you ever asked yourself, why is it that Mary was on a donkey, big and pregnant, going to pay taxes? Why was that such a heavy or thing that had to be done? Why did they have to flee to Egypt? What was really going on? I think these are questions worth exploring. And so, in a 4-week um study that begins December 2nd, because Advent is the begins the Sunday after Thanksgiving, for 4 weeks, every Sunday leading up to Christmas Day. So Advent is a time of anticipation. It is a time of waiting, of the promise, right? And so, why were they in need of a Messiah. What was going on in the world that they were looking for a Messiah? Somebody to come and save them. Save them from what? And so we are going to delve into that. We are going to delve into that because we are critical thinkers over here and we ask questions. We talk back to the text. We talk back to each other. We talk back to the text and we talk back to God. We have questions. And so during this 4 weeks that's going to be on Zoom, so you must register and I'm going to provide the link for you. You want to go ahead on and reserve your seat because we need to talk about the historical context around this Christmas story. We want to look at what was going on in the world in which Jesus was born. So, Advent is a season of political awakening and spiritual resistance. What? What about peace on earth, goodwill to men, silent night, oh holy night? Listen, in Mary's protest song, she is engaging in political and spiritual resistance when she says, He has brought down the powerful from their thrones and lifted up the lowly. He has brought down the powerful from their thrones and lifted up the lowly. I want to talk about, and I want us to engage in conversation around the world in which Jesus was born. So during these 4 weeks, we want to talk about the political landscape of Jesus' birth. The political landscape of Jesus' birth in first century Palestine, a land that's under Roman occupation. We want to talk about the census. And so we know that a census is a counting of the people. We go through it in this country every 10 years because it determines a whole lot of things. Namely, it determines for us how many political seats we're going to get, how many seats we're going to get in the House and the Senate, the House, rather, because the Senate stays the same. And so, good morning, Gloria. Good morning. So glad to see you. So we're going to talk about the economic, the exploitation, the violence, and the surveillance around this whole Christmas story. I know this is going to push against this Hallmark theology around Christmas, but I believe if we stop in Advent before we go into before we move into this whole Christmas story, this whole sleeping peace on earth and goodwill to men and all of the Christmas stories, right? And carols, I want us to stop long enough to understand that the Advent story begins under the shadow of empire. That God, through Jesus Christ, enters into history and takes a place not upon, not with those who are in charge, not with those who are the dominant, but with those who are the dominated. Jesus' family, poor, displaced, and under political pressure, embodies the struggles of those who are colonized, who those who are under subjection of the government. And I want to continue, I want to push that there ain't nothing new under the sun. Week 2, we're going to talk about the social and cultural landscape of the Jewish people. They lived under Roman rule, but they still retained their deep spiritual identity through their worship, through Sabbath, through the Torah, through temple life. So we're going to look at the women, how they were treated socially and culturally. We're going to look at the Jewish people. We're going to look at the fact that they were people who lived in poverty. I want us to see the parallels between first century Palestine and the 21st century in which we live. The promises of a Messiah, the promises of God are not abstract. When it comes to this whole Christmas story, there are political consequences. That's why I say we cannot walk around talking about we don't engage in politics. Because I'm going to keep pushing back to say that you cannot be a Jesus follower if you are not engaged in politics. I need you to be in this 4-week Bible study. I need you to make sure, please, and I thought that I had it here. I want to make sure that you, when you see this link in the comment section, I'm going to put it back, that I need you to make sure that you register. I thought I had it all together to be able to get it there, but I'm going to put it. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, Paula. So we're going to talk about the political landscape. We're going to talk about the historical landscape, the cultural landscape, and we're going to talk about a refugee God. Why did Jesus, why did Mary, Joseph, why did this family with this child have to flee and become immigrants and head to Egypt? What was happening that they had to go become refugees seeking safety among borders? Ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new under the sun. This is what I want us. This is what I'm trying to tell us. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. So God's salvation story, this whole Christmas story unfolds among refugees, migrants, and exiles. Ooh, we. All of this is just so familiar. And then we're not, it doesn't end in darkness. That's the good news. The Christmas story, as it does not end in darkness because the light does appear. So in the fourth and final week, December 23rd, we're going to look at hope, resistance, and the coming of liberation. Because the Gospel of John presents Jesus as the Word made flesh, a divine response to human suffering. I want to make sure that you register because when you get to Easter Day, you're going to have something to celebrate, not this Hallmark Christmas theology, not this Hallmark Christmas theology. But we are going to look at the world in which Jesus was born. And I, I just feel, are going to conclude that Jesus was born in a world like ours. And how did Jesus respond in that world? How did Jesus respond under the political pressures of first century Palestine under Roman occupation? And I just believe deep in my shanana that there's a blueprint for us today. That through this Christmas story, through this Advent season, that there are some lessons that we can learn to help us to push through this political season. Y'all be well. You see, I'm already late. Y'all pray for me that I could be in my seat for 7:30 a.m. I got 1 hour. That's to finish and to get out the door, to drive and to be there. Y'all pray my strength in the Lord. Make sure you like, share, and tag. And when you see the link in the comment section on how to register, that you please do that. Y'all be blessed and may y'all be well.